So it finally happened. We learned everything that is coming in season 4 and year 2 of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. And I have to start with the big one, houses. Guys, this update is going to be pretty amazing. In this video, I'm going to recap everything you need to know about houses coming in season 8 of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. And of course, I'm also going to show you guys the footage that was showcased inside of the dev diary for us to all see. So after I show you the footage, we're going to go into details about what we are going to get so far in season 8 of houses, and then we're going to recap the videos again and kind of fill in the blanks and dots of what we were shown. Let's get straight into this. So here we are, the first clip that was showcased in the developer diary. As you can see, it is going to be on Hong Kong Island, and it's none other than the shack house we saw in Ibiza in TDU2. Obviously remade from scratch because we don't have the assets for TDU2 and TDUSC, but take a look at that. As you guys can see, we literally have, right, it's going to be so cool. So we finally have a nice small simple house. It looks like there's 2 cars out there on the side. It kind of goes around, you have a pool there, and it highlights the nice little view you have. So that is pretty cool. Now let's move on to the next video that we have, which is right here, and this is where it gets interesting. First off, you can see some cars out on the side here, and then it continues on. A massive house. Finally, houses look realistic. We have a bathroom, which I'll get into that later. Moving on, we have another style of house, and then another style of house with another car again outside, scrolling around. A massive pool, looking beautiful. And come on, there, if you missed that in the beginning, again, this is from scratch because we do not have the assets, but it's basically a remake of the trailer house in TDU2. You gotta love that DNA nostalgia vibe. Moving on, we're showcasing, it looks basically, this is like a work in progress developer area that we're showcasing to show you guys basically the work that we are doing for houses. It ends off here with a massive house, and it goes to the garage. And I gotta pause it right here because what? This garage is looking crazy, but we'll get into that later. But these were the 3 clips that were shown to us during the developer diary. A nice little inside of the house there. Again, this is back to the first asset. So let's talk about everything that's going to happen in houses coming season 8. Let's go. So houses in TDU was a big thing. Obviously in TDU1 and TDU2, you had to buy houses and you filled up your garage with it. So you had a few features here and there. In TDU2, you could customize your house. You had the TV, which showed you the weather or in-game news. It was all pretty cool. Now in TDUSC, we're going to take some elements of TDU2, but enhance them a lot better because we have to do it better. We want to improve what was happening in TDU2. So the concept is basically still there though, at its core. So you were able to buy houses, and obviously the houses, they can be bigger and bigger, makes them more expensive, and it becomes sort of your headquarters, to be honest. On top of that, of course, what we're going to have is a walkable real estate agency. And you know, you guys want to see TDU DNA, that is definitely part of the whole house and buying experience. So you drive over to the real estate agency, look at the listings, and then you buy your house. But again, from that point onwards, the rest of it is totally different. And that is because when you buy your house, the customization aspect has been enhanced. And not just, okay, here's a couple more furnitures, we're going a lot further. So when a player buys a house, it will be empty, and the player will customize their house by placing furniture. So the customization won't be the same for everyone, and then you'll place different objects anywhere. However, of course, the goal is to still have certain spots or certain places controlled by the developers, because if you let players design the house so freely, you might just end up getting stuck, and you know, that would be a huge game breaking bug. But that said, there'll be predefined areas where you can move your furniture around and have it the way you want. Again, just so that there's no restriction blocking you from walking or free roaming around your house, especially when you invite your friends over, which we'll get into that later. But so far, this already is a massive change from TDU2, where you just change your furniture in one set place. Now the customization is getting a lot better, and again, the house is empty, which means you have to go and buy furniture. And again, we'll have more details on this when we get closer to the launch of season 8. Now, the same goes for other areas of housing, whether it's the walls will be white as soon as you buy the house. So it's now up to you to decor the walls or the floors and then place your furniture where you want in your house. So again, this kind of means that you can have more meaning when you invite your friends over. You can be like, bro, I have the same house as you, but I did it way better. I bought way more furniture. I made it look cool. And I'm sure you'll be able to tell the people who just bought a house and didn't have any money left now. And again, improving the economy is going to be a big aspect in this, because obviously odds are if you buy a massive house, you want to fill it and make it look packed, you're gonna need some change. And in season 5 we do improve the economy, which I'll do in my recap video, but again, we're always going to improve the economy over the next couple of seasons based on your feedback. Now, another thing that was mentioned in the developer diary was it was said that they were not going to stop here. The goal is to extend this customization feature to the garden, although this specific garden customization feature may not arrive on day 1 of housing. So a little bit of honesty there. We're not sure if we're going to be able to deliver that day 1 for the garden customization, but eventually that's something that I think KT really wants to do. Now, regardless, we want to give the impression that you have something unique in your house. Another part, of course, of houses is garages, guys. I mean, it's a big thing. And we already saw in that last clip, there was a massive garage there. Now, depending on the size of your house will depend on the size of your garage. As we've also seen, that really small trailer house had only 2 cars parked outside. So you can kind of get the point here. Another thing that they did mention and confirm to us is that you can take pictures and show them to other players, which finally this confirms the ability to now be able to frame the pictures you take in the game. I love it and I cannot wait to do this. But now you can kind of see why houses are going to be taking a long time. We want to make sure it's a totally polished feature when it comes out. Now, later on in the house section of the dev diary, they do say this: in season 8 you can finally be able to do things with your friends more than what we could do in TDU2. Depending on the size of your house, you will have the opportunity to see cars of our friends at the house on your driveway. Finally, we will be able to have basically house party car meets in TDUSC, or even a TDU game in general. And I hope I'm not speaking too fast, because I'm finally excited. We're going again. I didn't just want to have TDU2 houses, and KT and Akon had that same sentiment. We had to do better, especially since it wasn't at launch. We have to give you guys more than what you deserve, to be fair. And I think hopefully you guys enjoy this new upgrade of houses coming in season 8. And again, it is a far way away, but I think you guys are going to say it's worth it when it arrives. Another thing that I wanted to mention was further on in the dev diary, we go on to say that while we continue to develop the house features, players will already be able to see the map evolve a little and see where we'll be building different houses with construction. So this is similar to TDU2 when you guys saw on the map like construction cranes and like a sign. This is basically what we're going to bring into TDUSC, construction places. So now each update we're gonna go cruise around the whole island, see if we see any construction or new houses that are being built. And you guys already know I'm going to make videos of it when I see it, and if any of you guys spot it as well, let me know. Hopefully I'm able to catch everything, but we'll have to wait and see. Pretty cool. But yeah, the principle is that houses arrive in the game and it will encourage players to re-explore the island a little, and they can discover these houses before they arrive and when they arrive, and they'll want to buy them, and they'll know if they want to buy them even before houses launch. And honestly, I cannot wait for this season to arrive, guys. Really excited. But now that I've kind of given you guys the whole gist of what houses will be in season 8, let's go back to those videos and take a look at them in more detail, knowing what we know. So now, taking a look at this video again, as you guys can see, it looks to be 2 cars that you can have here on this very small house. Overlooking it, there's a fence, as I mentioned before. Furniture, it's going to be that same similar trailer car vibe, I'm pretty sure. KT doing a pretty good job. Now here you can see the cars on the driveway that they were talking about. So when you invite your friends over, you can see their car. I honestly cannot wait for those type of vibes. And again, the whole customizing, having your own picture frame, again, the different styles of houses that we'll have. Again, you just saw another buggy there, and here, pretty cool. Okay, I can't wait for this house. This one I'm really excited for. Maybe that larger one that we have here, maybe you can have one friend with their there's a garage back here. I'm not really sure. Again, this is all work in progress, so obviously things could change with this, but yeah, you got the garage here, which just about ends right here. It like fades, but we can see some cars lined up there. Another house here again, looking through the interior. And this one is my favorite though, because again, you got some cars that this house, I really hope we get something like this in the final version, where you have the cars basically in the garden, not even on the driveway, but in your garden with your friends lined up. That looks crazy. The garage though is insane. Again, this is all work in progress, bro. If we can fit this many vehicles in the garage, bro, this changes everything. I don't even know what cars I'll be able to put in this mansion, but I have a lot of ideas, a lot. But that's pretty much all you guys need to know about houses coming in season 8 of TDUSC. And again, I know it is a far ways away, guys, but we really want to make sure this feature is polished and it really exceeds the expectations of not only the players, but of the TDU DNA itself. We want to do it differently compared to TDU2, and hopefully you guys enjoy this. And of course, even in the future, like past year season 8, we have a lot of ideas on how to expand on the whole housing aspect, because we didn't mention yachts at all. So unfortunately yachts will not be in season 8, but you can imagine if we're doing this for houses, we have a lot of ideas for other features to come in the future, and I'm really excited to look in TDUSC's direction over the next year and move on forward beyond that as well. So let me know your thoughts on the house feature in the comment section below, guys. Other than that, you already know what it is. I'm Alex7, and I'll see you guys in another video. I'm out, guys. Peace.